Want me to like do my whole thing or just the intro part?
Just the intro. That was well enough for this moment. It's such an honor to have you, Dr. Rita, and
Thank
really,
you.
I am really looking forward to hear more of your message. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. You can go ahead, Yemi, and please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Mrs. Yemi Majekodumi, based in the United Kingdom. My background is in mental health, but basically positive mental health for people of color. My background, I'm a psychologist, sociologist, historian, social care manager. I've been a mental manager for over nearly 30 years. And my focus today is basically on empowering individuals in terms of what makes us lesser than anyone else. So perhaps equity. However, my strength is encouragement, and that's what I'm going to focus on today.
Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Mrs. Yemi, on this platform. And really, I am just looking forward to hear more nuggets that you're going to drop in here today. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You can go ahead, Tauria, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Suraya Ben Farhat. I am polyglot language teacher. I taught Arabic at the United Nations for 36 years here in New York to United Nations staff and diplomats. I really enjoyed my career there. And when I retired in 2017, I decided to keep busy doing what I like to do. So I do a lot of volunteer teaching, with refugees, with people on Clubhouse all over the world. I also started publishing books in different languages for people of different ages to encourage them to study foreign languages. I have a blog, a podcast, and a YouTube channel to encourage people to study foreign languages, specifically English and Arabic.
Oh, wow.
I'm married and we have 3 children. They're 28, 36, 37 now. His birthday was on the 12th, and 41. And we have a granddaughter named Laila.
Wow. What a privilege to have you on board. And really, we're honored. And I'm looking forward to hear more of your message, Soria. I hope I'm going to be, by the end of the podcast, I'm going to be able to master your name the right way. So yeah, Dr. Rita, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Texas. What will your billboard say?
Okay, I didn't hear the whole question. Can you repeat at least part of it?
What will your billboard say?
Oh, How Do You Like Me Now? That Toby Keith song, because the last few years have been the most transformative period of my life. And there's the person that I used to be and the person that I am today, which is happy and content and finding joy in every day that I didn't think was possible. And so that's what my billboard would say. How do you like me now?
Wow, what a billboard. I love it. Oh my goodness. And I don't know about you, Yemi. Maybe your billboard is already down there in the United Kingdom. We don't know. What will your billboard say?
Oh, well, my billboard would say, there's power in faith. I'm a woman I have faith in a greater power. And it would say, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, if you believe in yourself and in that innate nature in you to survive, you can surmount anything.
Wow, there is power in faith. I believe that, faith, it makes everything possible. I love it. Wow. How about
Thank
you?
you.
How about you, Toria? Maybe your billboard, I don't know, what is your billboard going to be? Morocco, Algeria, the US? What will it say?
I think my billboard would say, languages open doors. Just because I think languages open doors not only to the language but also to the culture, and it's a great way to get to know other cultures. When you learn a new language, you are opening your mind and your brain to a whole new group of people, a large group of people that you can hug. And it's amazing, you know, communication flows much better.
Wow, wow. Languages open doors. Trust me, when I was going over your bio, I'm like, what? Spanish, French, all the languages together? Wow, it does open doors. Wow, wow. What an honor. So we're gonna get started. We have Dr. Rita Lewis, who is based in Texas. I'm gonna go over her bio. Frank Drescher's delivery without the wine is how one audience member put Dr. Rita Lewis' frank, funny, yet honest approach. So Dr. Rita Lewis is the founder of the Institute of Applied Energetics and former host of the Just Energy Radio. She is the author of many, many books, including Dang, It Was Me All Along, as well as hundreds of articles that have been published worldwide. So Dr. Rita has appeared on film, radio, television, and has spoken at conferences around the world, covering topics such as health and healing, relationships, ghost, intuition, ancient mysteries, and the paranormal. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Rita Lewis. You can take it away, Doc.
This is, I just have to say before I even say anything else, you ladies are freaking amazing. Just amazing. Thank you. I'm just so glad to be here with you and get to share space with you. So my topic today is about finding bliss in your life. And I think all of us have this desire, this need to be happy, to feel joy, to at least minimally feel contentment in our lives. And there was such a study that was done by the National Science Foundation that identified, and this was amazing to me, that 80% of most people's thinking is negative. And so it would be impossible to experience joy on a regular basis or happiness on a regular basis if 80% of our thinking is negative. And so I think people would wonder, how do we get in this predicament? And it all has to do with our subconscious programming. So when we're children, we're an open vessel to whatever is being said around us. And so if we're left to feel unworthy or neglected, or, are told we're funny looking, or, you're stupid, or whatever we take on, whatever that message we take on, we create a world around us that's how we see ourselves, and that's how we see our relationship to the world. And sadly, we spend a lot of time trying to validate that this is who we are, or we end up validating this is who we are because we choose not to see the good things, the core beliefs that we have, the negative core beliefs that we have. Programming starts, but as we get older, there are things that happen in our lives, a failed relationship, a parent dies, whatever that trauma is, or that negative life experience that either takes those initial core beliefs and makes them bigger, or gives us new beliefs about ourselves that may or may not be true. And again, this creates these core beliefs, and we end up living life running on autopilot, or we're only taught to live life on autopilot. And so when I say autopilot, what I'm talking about is something happens. Someone says something untoward to us. We have some kind of experience, a hurtful experience, and our body will automatically react based on the scripts that we have, based on these little computer programs that are embedded in us. And we will react in the same way every single time when that similar stimulus is activated. And we don't think about it. We just think, well, this is who I am, and this is how I respond to life, and don't consider the possibility of changing it. And that's one of the things that I find very sad, is that growing up, we're not taught to look inside. We're not taught that we can change things and we can be different. You know, we just are taught, well, this is who you are, so just accept it or find ways to navigate around it, but not really that it is possible. I mean, that's the part that is the most amazing, that it's possible to change it. And to me, one of the biggest things is to living a happier life and a life filled with more contentment and joy is to start to look inside, you know, to start evaluating our thoughts, our emotions, or our behaviors. So as an example, that situation happens, and now you realize, you know, the first step is to realize, okay, I've been triggered. And maybe taking a moment to look at that. Even just recognizing you're triggered is kind of the first step in this process. You know, but that's the key part, because when you take that little teeny moment, that microsecond to go, wow, something just happened, it shifts the flow. You go from being on autopilot to kind of putting a pause button in there and going, oh, something just happened. And in that moment, you have a choice. You know, you can do something different. Now, it takes some practice to really flush this out. But to me, that would be the first step, to just acknowledge, oh, a situation happened and I reacted this way. Okay, I'm going to start paying attention to that. Because it's by paying attention that you can make those changes. And a lot of people, when I share this information, they go, oh, it's going to be so hard. And you're going to say, I have to like meditate and do all of this stuff. And the shocking thing is that it is so simple. And you guys might laugh at me as this example, you know, but having a mindfulness practice, paying attention to what's going on inside, is kind of like dieting. You know, dieting in itself is not that hard. You just have to do it. That's it. You just have to do it on inside. You just have to do it. And it only takes a second. You know, maybe you stop and you breathe, or you get up and move around and do something to help support that activity. But that little teeny investment in your life can make huge changes in who you are. And as you take the time to start doing this, it will evolve and get bigger. But your investment, in my opinion, is just really small to do.
Wow, wow, Dr. Rita, I was actually taking notes. I was like busy taking notes. You first mentioned, like, I like all of the nuggets that you've dropped. You've mentioned everything. It's that from our subconscious, subconscious mind, the way we view things, the way those whatsoever we put our minds in is going to affect us. You've mentioned that you have to look from the inside and start examining your own thoughts. What's holding you back from actually, you know, taking the baby step in the right direction, and have that mindfulness practice that you have in your agenda that can actually help you to kind of realize exactly what's holding you back. Like, I was just taking notes, and I'm gonna go back and watch the replay over and over again. Really, that was worth listening. Thank you so much, Dr. Rita, for such a profound, much needed message. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So from Texas, we are going all the way to the United Kingdom, where we have Yemi Majekodunmi. Yemi Majekodunmi is a mental health professional.
They're doing well.
life coach to single women and widows from 40 years old. She's also a podcast host and an author. She holds not just over 10 years, not 20 years, but over 27 years of working in the field of positive mental health empowerment. She's also an accredited in ILM, Social Care Mental Health Management. Yemi is also a psychologist, and she holds qualification skills in coaching, mentorship, and counseling. She has a passion to empower and encourage women. Her experience is in positive mental health, holistic fitness, and crisis management, facilitating and leading women educational workshops, plus extensive one-to-one work using counseling, mentoring, and coaching skills. She is a passionate speaker and on grief recovery and also on holistic female well-being. Kings and queens, please join me and welcome Yemi Majekodunmi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Dr. Kunene. Well, I'm going to narrow this down to the person, to the individual, because my topic today is linked to what is holding you back. I'm tying it to the power of self. And I'm bringing this, I'll give 2-minute snippet of where I'm coming from. I founded my projects, consulting, whatever you want to call it around the world, as from a personal experience I had, and it links to my work in mental health. So what I'm trying to, so basically, I'm a life coach now. I stepped off from working in the field of mental health 7 months ago, even though I started my consultancy during the lockdown. So the point I make, so I'm a surviving widow for 10 years. So my premise is to empower widows around the world. So therefore I host a podcast. So what I'm looking at today is, in my book, Walking Out of Widowed, that's the title. A lot of people tend to wonder, why do I call it Walking Out of Widowed? But I start from the premise that anything we want to achieve, dittoing what Dr. Rita said about looking inside, it all starts from us. So no matter what the world says, and no matter what what your voices are saying, or your self-belief, or even the way we have raised, we eventually make the decision to find our way through adversity, whatever we've gone through. So I refer it to the innate desire to overcome despite all the odds. And I relate that to my personal journey when I lost my spouse. And what I can just say is I had in me this desire, no matter what was going on around me with all the chaos, I just said to myself, I will not be defeated by that. So my area of work now is to go around the world in England and encourage widows. It's not so much about walking through your grief quickly. It's not realistic. We all walk through grief differently. But you get to a point where you decide, what do you want now? So the point I'm making is, one of the main things is the human spirit is immutable, non-defeating. But we have to find it within ourselves, to find that in ourselves, to believe we can make it. Number 2, we have to use courage. So from what I've just said, the 3 points I'm covering is on courage. People have different definitions of courage. But when you think about self, you start to think that you have to start with your thoughts. And it details a lot of what Dr. Rita said again in your enormous work you've done as a doctor. It all starts with those. What are my thoughts saying? There will be a thought that will say, you can't do it. You're going to be defeated by this. But then we decide deep down that we cannot be defeated. So I say courage. But how do you own your courage? It's also by getting the positives around you. So secondly, safeguarding yourself. How do we do that? We pick people, the right people who are similar, that can fan in that courage into our lives. Number 3, rising from sleep. So rising from sleep means there are times when adversity will come in our life, or any challenge, and we can't get to a point, even though we might have the desire to move. Somewhere along the line, something will come up again, and then you want to dwell back into it and say, I can't make it. you know, and then we have to say, you look at, and then it's like complacency can step in. It happens to a lot of us in business, like you're working in business, for example, and the money's not coming in. You see everyone on LinkedIn saying, I'm doing this, and you're thinking, but I've been 2 years down the line, I haven't done anything. But complacency, then we go back into ourselves and say, what do I need? And one of the things I always say is, what holds a lot of people back is pride in being able to ask people for help. A lot of people I found that in the field of mental, you work with people for many days, many years, and then all of a sudden you hear they're broken down. But you wonder, but we had a session just now. Then later on you find more has been happening, but no one has said, I need help here. Why? Because we keep up appearances. So that is linked in that. So there's pride. Then there's an issue of also humility. Humility and pride go together. Sometimes we want to say we're fine, but we're not fine. But how can we succeed over adversity or any challenge if we are not able to ask for help? So for example, I've met you beautiful ladies today. I'm going to keep in touch with you because I can see your worth. I can see what you've done. Every human being on earth has some value. But many times, Dito, Dr. Rita, we grew up in different settings, dysfunctional, so on and so forth. So there's a part of us that feels we are not worthy. But I still believe every individual has it in themselves to find the strength we need. Okay. So I've mentioned the innate desire to overcome despite all the odds. And then to tie it to my story, my focus is on widows. I say to widows, after 3-4 years, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Sometimes people say they can't find their way. I work with them in coaching. But then one thing I've always found is you were someone before you got married. What did you like to do before you met your husband? And then many times it creates a breakthrough, because then it's like you take them back to the mist. Because what happens in widows as well is you were part of a couple, then you become single again. It's like you're totally lost. So there's the grieving. But then you get to a point where you have to decide and find it in yourself to want to define your future. Yes, not everybody wants to marry. Some people might decide to go. Like I met a lady who decided that before she met her husband, she used to love belly dancing, and that's what saved her from the grief journey. She found herself again. So she goes all around doing belly dancing. If that's her thing, fair enough. He woke her up out of the slumber. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. So basically my focus is on the human desire to overcome despite this. We all have it in us. And the 3 points is we can't find courage, but you have to define your environment, the perimeter of the people around you. And that is what I call also safeguarding self. Rising from slumber, ask for help. Do not be too proud. And also hold on to your foundational ethics and beliefs that you always have. The certain beliefs we have from childhood. Sometimes they're not always positive, but there's always positive in some. Sometimes they're not negative. You leave the negative and pick the positive. So my call to action today is to say, I offer coaching seminars. I've got one next week on the 22nd of February, which is on unlocking new friendships and relationships. And then I offer one-to-one. Whoever books my one-to-one session today, you get 10%. You can find me at walkingoutofwidow.co.uk for resources, my emails that are free, my ebooks, and my Walking Out of Widow main book, you'll find on my website. Thank you so much.
Wow. Mrs. Yemi just dropped the mic. Like you've been sharing all the nuggets that really resonate with me. You've mentioned that, you know what, it's high time you rise from sleep. You just rise from that and realize that you have so much potential around you. And whenever you need help, don't be afraid to ask for help, because that's something that it can actually hold you back from even going confident in the direction of your dreams. And you've also, like I was just taking notes, like I believe this time is too short. You've mentioned that you also have to hold on your foundational beliefs. Hold on your foundational beliefs in order for you to kind of, to have a clear idea on what's really holding you back as an individual. I'll go back again and watch the replay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yemi, for such a profound, much needed message. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we are coming back to the US in New York, where we have Toria Ben-Fahrenheit. So Toria Ben-Fahrenheit is a polyglot language teacher, translator, and a writer. She was born in Morocco and grew up in Algeria and then in the United States. She has been teaching Arabic, French, English, and Spanish to learners of all ages. So for 36 years, she taught Arabic at the United Nations language program at the headquarters in New York. She thoroughly enjoyed the privilege of teaching people from all corners of the world and learning from her amazing learners. Toria retired in 2017 after raising 3 multilingual children, and she now enjoys writing and teaching languages online. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Toria Benfenhart.
Hi, thank you so much for the introduction. I have my 3 points here in front of me that I am supposed to talk about. The first thing is being retired is a new beginning. And it's funny when you were talking, Dr. Majek, you mentioned that, when you get widowed, you have to think of what you were before you got married. And being retired is like being widowed in a way, because you were married to this job for so many years. And you may be wondering, oh, what do I do after that? A lot of people are at a loss when it comes to retirement. But I think it's important to realize that you are you, and that you maybe had some interests before the job came along. And in my case, I really enjoyed my job. I was doing a job that I really loved. It's not the case for everyone. And I think it's important to realize that throughout those years doing that job, and maybe in a marriage as well, you have gained some knowledge and some wisdom and some things that you can carry on to your after being widowed, or after having finished your job duties. Um, so for me, while I was working, when I hit the 10-year bar, when I had like 10 years left before retirement, I started planning for my retirement. And I think it's very important to plan, because if you don't, then you may not really be able to think of anything to do right away. It's good to take a break, but then I think it's important when you retire to be busy, because if you're not busy, you may be depressed. It's important to be busy. So when I hit that 10-year mark, I started, every time I saw something or read about something that I thought I would like to do after retirement, I would send myself an email, and in the subject line, I would write, what it is, and maybe a link to whatever I saw. And that's how I compiled these things that I wanted to do. I wanted to create a YouTube channel. I wanted to write a blog, and I wanted to do a podcast. And that's what I did. And writing books came when COVID came. It's interesting, Dr. Mayek, you also mentioned that lockdown got you busy with some things. I think it's interesting how sometimes something negative can turn into something really positive. And so that's how I got into KDP and learned how to publish my own books online. I thought that was really amazing. What else? What's the other point? Yeah, it's never too late to start creating. So creating on YouTube, creating books, and creating podcasts and blogs was great. But also I discovered, we're always learning, and with technology, you can do so many things. So I discovered how to create products online with your own art or your own writing. And I find that fascinating, that I can actually create something that someone's going to buy and wear or use, and every day, like a water bottle with something I wrote or designed. And it's just so cool. And so retirement is not really it can be boring if you make it boring, but you can really make it fun and interesting. The third point was strategies for healthy retirement. So the first one was planning for the retirement, making a list of things you want to do. And then what's important is also to schedule what you want to do. Because if you just say you're going to do it, it's never going to happen unless you actually put it on your calendar. And I think the calendar is my best friend, because if it weren't for my calendar, I would not have written all my books. I would not have done everything I've done. Putting things on the calendar is very important. Just make sure not to overwhelm yourself and make sure you're realistic about what you can achieve. And then I think another piece that's very important in the retirement puzzle is exercise and taking care of yourself. I think exercise is important from the day you're born. Your parents make you exercise and you run around and you exercise as a child. As we get older, we don't run around as much. And after retirement, it's important to have an exercise routine, even if it's just walking a certain amount of time every day or 3 times a week or whatever, but just to make sure to exercise. I find that exercising really makes me feel great. And when I don't exercise for a week, I feel old and rusty and I can't get out of bed. But if I exercise, I feel just wonderful. Yeah, that's my piece on retirement. I hope people find it useful.
Wow.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Terry. Really, what a profound, much needed message. I love the way you've kind of, outlined the strategies on, apart from like retirement, strategies for life. Really, you mentioned that we should start making a list of the things that we really want to do. Just set your goals, your 6 months goals, your 3 months goals on what you want to achieve. And you've mentioned that it's never too late to start creating. You can go on YouTube and create that YouTube channel. You can go online, create those blogs where you're going to be sharing your wisdom, your knowledge to the world. And trust me, you don't know whosoever is going to come across that message that you've shared. Maybe you're going to impact that person's life for forever, really. And you've also mentioned that you can start also creating like products, whatsoever products that speaks to your heart. Just go out there and create them, because you've mentioned that being a retired is a new beginning. Being like Yemi mentioned, that being a widow, it's a new beginning. So really everything has got its own beginning. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toria, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Let's check online who has been, am I still here? Who has been inspired by all of your messages. Let me check. We have Jarvis is saying good morning, and Hope is saying that great works. There I am following every step. And I can see Annalie and Benoit watching. Jarvis is saying the mindset, fighting within, speaking to your situation, and surrounding your life with people like you that might help you out. Yes, your foundational and cultural values. And Mariah is saying, yes, that's 100%, 100%. I love it. And Princess Sebe is saying that I like that. I like that. I can also see Stella Goodwill watching. So I believe our audience really, they've been inspired with all these amazing messages that all of you amazing speakers have shared on this platform, really. So it's not going to be a show without me showing up and showing off. But before I speak, let me share my bio with you. Then I'll come back and speak. So please enjoy.
I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable.
I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Thank you so much. Amazing speakers. Really, all the
Amazing.
things that you've just shared on this platform, they resonate with me. And I promise, I'm gonna go back and watch the replay. I remember Dr. Rita, she shared everything on how our subconscious programs impact us. And then Yemi on the other side, she was like, you know what? Ask for help where help is needed. Go out there and ask for help, because we're all in this together. So if you don't ask for help, no one is going to reach out to you. And then Toria on the other side, she was like, it's never too late to start creating. You can start create a product, create that YouTube channel, create those blogs where you can just share your wisdom. So with me, I'm going to say, instead of asking yourself what's holding you back, I'm going to say that just follow your passion. Follow your passion. What's holding you back from actually, taking the baby steps in the right direction? Is it fear? Is it procrastination? Is it distraction, or is it mediocrity? What's holding you back? There are many reasons why people, they don't reach their dreams, but you must understand the issues that keep you away from achieving your potential success. It's good to kind of know what's keeping you away from your dreams, as you can try then, you can try to change the way you approach them. What's holding you back from going confident in the direction of your dreams? What's holding you back? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals' progress. Once you identify the reasons why you are being held back from actually reaching your goals, then you can try and work on it and improve. The good thing is that, you can always conquer the motives if you recognize them. So being here, it shows that you are not willing to settle for that mediocre life. So don't let anyone else stand in the way of your dreams. Just, soak in the knowledge of these amazing speakers that they've shared already. And just go confident in the direction of your dreams. You really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today. Seek knowledge, seek wisdom, seek for help. Because you know what? I know many people, they know what their passion is, but they are kind of, frustrated by the process of trying to turn their passion into profit. So whether you're running your own company, maybe starting that business, or maybe you're just seeking that next promotion, or maybe that next job, you'll have to ask yourself this question to kind of help you to increase the financial rewards of doing what you truly love. Ask yourself this question: what difference am I passionate about in making in others' lives? What difference am I passionate about in making in others' lives? Notice I didn't ask, what are you passionate about? Because I knew that you were gonna just right away, you know what you're passionate about. But instead, I just want you to determine the purpose of your passion, which is using it to positively impact the whole world. So that kind of drive, it attracts opportunities that often lead to raises, job offers, and even like new businesses. So in order for you to turn your passion into profit, you must always fulfill a purpose that others need or want. When you focus on your passion, try to allow that passion to impact others. In that way, trust me, you will have a winning formula. So it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call. We follow our passion. It's a wake-up call, kings and queens. But when that alarm clock goes off, please, please, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and follow your passion? Just follow your passion. So what I'm gonna do today, let me see if I have my points here. I'm gonna share the eight secrets that I've actually used. It's not going to be secrets anymore, because I'm going to share all these secrets that I've actually used to turn my passion into profit. And if you follow the same system that I've used really to build an income generating business, just doing what I truly love, what I'm passionate about, and making a real impact out there, trust me, you'll be on your way to your success. So one thing, but you'll have to understand is that, you know what, you can't give from an empty cup. You can't give from an empty cup. You'll have to fill your cup first, and then from the overflow, you're gonna be able to give. Otherwise, you can't give from an empty cup. So seek knowledge, seek wisdom, fill up your cup first, and then from that overflow, you're gonna be able to share with the whole entire world. So if you can please write it down. I am a forever student when it comes to learning. So I'm gonna, if you can write the 8 ways that you can go from passion to profit in no time. Point number 1, you'll have to dream big, but start small. Dream big, but start small. In the early days of launching your business, for example, you're still in the learning stages. So you need to test the waters first and make sure whatsoever you're going to be doing, it's going to be scalable. Point number 2, you'll have to write about your interest. Write about your interest. One of the simplest way to go from just doing something that you love to profiting from it is to write about it. So if you can, like Toria mentioned that she started writing her books throughout the pandemic. So get started, just write that book and publish it. And if you just need help, seek for help. Whosoever can help you to publish your book, but write about your interest. And then point number 3, you'll have to become an expert speaker. Yes, I've said that. Become an expert speaker. This is another way of turning your passion into profit by becoming a public speaker. So go out there and just use your voice to impact others' lives by becoming an expert speaker. And then point number 4, I'm gonna walk on Toria's footsteps. You'll have to create a product. You'll have to create a community. You also have to create a cause. You'd have to learn to create. So to turn your passion into profit, you could also create a product. And community building is also another excellent way actually to profit from your passion. And these days, it's even much easier than it was before to also create a course. So go out there, create that course and start selling that course online. And then point number 5, I know in the interest of time, we'll have to kind of, stick with the time that we've been given. Point number 5, you'll have to become a coach or a consultant. Become a coach or a consultant. So if you're wondering how to monetize your passion and love being a leader and helping others, consider becoming a coach or a consultant on the subject that you're passionate about. So go out there and gain more knowledge. Yes, it comes with a price, but you will really profit from this, becoming a coach or a consultant. And then point number 6, you'll have to start making YouTube videos. Yes, start making those YouTube videos. And thanks to the internet, because turning passion into profit is a lot easier now than it was like 30 years ago. So if you can, please, like the moment we end this meeting here, just go out there on YouTube and create that YouTube channel and, start posting those videos. And many will benefit from your videos. So go out there on YouTube and start creating those YouTube videos. And this is point number 7 is my all-time favorite point. It's all about networking. So yes, network, and network. Believe it or not, but networking can be a great way for you to profit from all of your interests. So go out there and search for events that are happening around you and start attending those events. Network with like-minded individuals. And then the last point, you'll have to host an event. Yes, host an event. You could also consider like hosting an event, hosting a conference, a summit, a seminar, online event around whichever topic that you are interested in. So go out there and get started. So yeah, if you want to learn more about how to actually get started with as a podcast host, as a speaker, author, coach, consultant, you can visit my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com. And by the way, I offer training in everything that I've actually mentioned today. So go out there and also book that free consultation call, because as flight attendants always say that, you know what, put on that oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you. Because if you don't, you and the other person you are trying to help, when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down. So it's high time you put on that oxygen mask first to yourself, because the reality is your journey to be a better person, it doesn't start with your neighbor, it doesn't start with your spouse, it doesn't start with your children, but the reality to be a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. So don't ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find a way out. So I want you to affirm with me. I am a firm believer of affirmations. We're going to affirm this together. We're going to affirm this together as if we're taking an oath by placing your left hand on your chest and raising your right hand. If you can just do it with me, place your left hand on your chest and raise your right hand and affirm this with me, that I can have the tribe within me.
I can have the tribe within me.
To become what I really want.
To become what I
Become what I
really
really want.
Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? it will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me
I can have the
Have the
drive
drive within me.
to become what I really want in life.
to become what
What I really want in life.
Yes, just give yourself a round of applause because
Mhm.
you can have the drive within you
Yeah.
to get where you want to be in the next 6 months. You can have the drive within you to achieve where you put your mindset in. The drive is just inside of you. That drive is just inside of you that can take you to your destination. It's not from the outside of you, it's inside of you. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name. But really, Nompumelelo in my own language, Nompumelelo, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe, let me say, in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. You know, I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough. All these amazing speakers, they've shared all the nuggets that you really need to ask yourself, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? And then face whatsoever fears that you are having, whatsoever procrastination struggles that you are having, with a courage and determination. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, it's high time, it's now or never. I go out there and be the change that I want to see in my life, in my community, to those who look at you as an inspiration. But in order for you to go out there and be the change and make a difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry, like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. Yes, it's lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they say lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us, you know what, to face our fears with courage and determination. Because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down or maybe stepping on another person to get to the top, but we rise by lifting each other up. That's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to, deal with procrastination, deal with distraction, deal with settling for that mediocre life. Because the lion, no one told the lion that, you know what, you're going to be the king of the jungle. The lion just told himself that, you know what, I am not as giant as that elephant, but I am the king of the jungle. You'll have to believe in what you just tell yourself, that I am the king of my life. I am the queen of my life. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the eighth grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I'm just going to cut the story short. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me. And it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes. Since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down. Write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. With Him, we are all destined for greatness as long as we follow His strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration is Les Brown. He once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it gave me sleepless nights. And I remember it very well when I started journaling my first book, Rise to Greater Heights. And I lost the count when I got to 10, because I told myself that, you know what? I have everything around me to reach my full potential. So also this year, I am also as determined as much as I can to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to start, grow, and scale their businesses within 90 days. Or maybe you are that individual who started writing your book and then you were like, you know what? I don't have time for this. You decide to put that book aside. I am here. So if you want to get started with that #1 best-selling book, that book it has to be selling. Or maybe you just want to get started with that business, or maybe you want to grow that business. Please, I offer a free, no obligation 30-minute friendly Zoom consultation call, which will allow me to find out more about the issues that you're experiencing, and to see also if you are a perfect fit for any of my programs, because I don't just work with everyone, but I work with those individuals who are just a perfect fit for any of my programs. So if you're interested in becoming maybe a public speaker, author, coach, or maybe that entrepreneur who just want to multiply your income by doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there, trust me, go out there on my website, because I just want to empower you to become a highly effective and an inspiring leader with a kind of personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com. And everything I do in my business, it comes with a guarantee. Trust me, it comes with a guarantee. If whatsoever reason, whatsoever program you sign up and it doesn't work for you, 100% money back guarantee, because my ultimate goal is that you feel extremely confident about your purpose. That's my ultimate goal. So we will take it one step at a time, and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me your why, I will show you the how. How cool is that? So my consultation, it offers accountability, education, growth, as well as success. And you might have to ask yourself, why is she doing this? Why now? I've been there, I've done that, and I know how it feels like. I remember myself like 5 years ago, I was completely lost in the hustle. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. I remember I had a ton of ideas, but there was no tried and true strategy to run with those ideas. So it was only when I invested in coaching and I created my first premium offer, and then things started to change. And then I built an income generating business, just doing what I truly love, what I'm passionate about. And now it's your turn to build your own wealth, because you know what? The power is just inside of you. So go out there, kings and queens, and book that free consultation call with me at www.risetogreaterheights.com. Because you know what? Growing up, I didn't have much in life, because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message. I'm still impacting as many lives as much as I can, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you, love you, love you, love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Gunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. Thank you so much. At this moment, please feel free to share with the audience how they can reach out to you, how they can work with you. If you have any freebie that you want to offer, feel free to share with the audience. And also remember to share your final thoughts on what's holding you back. So Dr. Rita, the stage is yours, Queen.
All right, hang on. I have to. Oh. I'm like talking to myself. So I work one-on-one with people from around the world by phone or by Skype. And so if you have challenges going on in your life, whether it's a physical issue, an emotional issue, an issue in your relationships, it really doesn't matter. Feel free to contact me to get some insights into what is going on to help you take steps forward. You can reach me through my webpage, which is soulhealer.com, SOULHEALER.com. What I talked about today is from my new book, and I mean, this book just came out last month. Dang, it was me all along, where you kind of go on a journey with me to find out what's going on inside so you can make changes within yourself in that kind of easy dieting way. This is book number 7. All of my books are available on my webpage, which is soulhealer.com. And I would love to invite everyone every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central. I do a live stream on Facebook, so you can join it at Dr. Rita Louise -Live on Facebook, or you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Just Energy Radio on YouTube, and it's live streamed. You can join the chat, and I do an introduction, and then I open up the floor for people to ask questions and get little mini readings live on air. And it's a lot of fun. There's a great group of people that come every week and spend their time with me. And I would invite all of you to join in, because it's just really about creating community and health and healing and helping people to move forward in their life. And for me, I love doing it, and it's my way of giving back to you and the universe. And my final message is change is always possible. And so if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not moving forward, if you feel like the world is overwhelming, change is possible. And don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Ask, what thing can I do today? Because sometimes it's, I made a phone call, I posted something on Facebook. Sometimes the thing you do, that one little step, can send you forward into a whole new direction. And that's where the change happens. It's in those little steps, not the big giant ones, in my opinion. So thank you for having me on the show. Again, soulhealer.com.
Wow, Dr. Rita. Kings and queens, go out there, soulhealer.com. You need this accountability partner who will just hold you hand by hand and grab those books. Dang, it was me all along. It's out. So go out there and get that book. Thank you so much, Dr. Rita, for sharing for being with us, and your wisdom. I was looking at your background. I'm like, all those stickers, look out, moon pie. I'm like, I wish we had enough time to learn more about everything that is behind you. So thank you so much, Dr. Rita.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, you can go ahead, Yemi, and please share with the audience.
Okay, hi everyone. You can find me at Walking Out of Widowhood. I think it's just right behind me. I coach women 40 plus, from age 40 plus, and widows, single women. And I've written around 5 books. You can find them on walkingoutofwidowhood.com. My main book, Walking Out of Widowhood, is on Amazon. Reach out to me on my website. You can just drop me a line. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Just reach out, just DM me. Every third Thursday, I do a coaching seminar on one specific topic, coaching topic. Or reach out, and I've got quite a few people. I've got my podcast for widows, but only for widows. Whatever age of your journey you're at, reach out, listen to my podcast. It's on around 11 streams. You can find me on Spotify. Just Google Widow Recovery Secrets. It will come up anywhere, wherever you listen to your podcast. And it comes every fortnight. Yeah, and that's me. Do reach out. My strongest thing with people is I encourage you. If you can connect with me, I'll change your life. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow. I believe our audience will reach out to you, Yemi. Your website is sorry,
Walkingoutofwidowed.com.
walking out of
Widowed.com.
widowed.com. Yes, so go out there and reach out to Yemi. If you're not even a widow, but you just need, that encouragement in life, she is your courage coach, that she can just hold you hand by hand. Thank you so much, Yemi, for being with us. You can go ahead, Taria, and please please share with the audience.
So the audience can find me at turiabenferhat.com, just like my name is spelled, just without space between the two words, .com. You can find out about my online school. I give one-on-one lessons. If you have a group of students that are interested, I can also arrange that, but one-on-one in Arabic, English, French, and Spanish. You can check out my books on Amazon. I write, again, books for different ages to encourage people to study foreign languages. The one behind me is actually a coloring book. It's a bilingual coloring book. It comes in English, French, French, English, Spanish, trilingual, English, Arabic. I have different versions of it depending on the need. So even at a very early age, you can teach your child about another language just while they're coloring the letters and seeing how they are different and seeing how the words are different. And I also guide the parent or the caregiver as to how to use the book. They are all educational books, except for my biography. I wrote part 1, which is just short stories about my life. It's funny how sometimes little things that happen in your life can help you write a book. It's interesting. And then you can also find out about the free lessons I give on Clubhouse. Clubhouse to me has been like going back to the UN virtually, meeting people from all over the world. They come to my classrooms to practice languages, Arabic, English, French, and Spanish. And also I've started doing lessons on X, which is the old Twitter. And I may start doing them on LinkedIn. I did some for a while, but I think I'll go back to LinkedIn as well. I should do more on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know. I have to maybe next month reorganize my time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
I hope
Yes.
to see you guys for a language lesson on Clubhouse soon.
Yes, yes. If you are that individual really who is interested in languages, what? French, Spanish, Arabic, all the languages that you really need, she's your go-to. She's your go-to. turiabenferhat.com, right? That's the website, right? Yes, so go out there and reach out to Taria, because you just need someone. I believe like the study of languages, it can take you anywhere around the world. You can be able to communicate with anyone except English, because English is a global language. But if you have these other languages, is like a bonus. So go out there and reach out to Taria. Thank you so much for to all of our amazing speakers, really, for being here. I know we are all busy. We all have busy schedules. So for you to spare that 90 minutes really to be with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, we really